Hello. What I'm going to do today is a remake of one of my old tutorials. I'm actually going to remake the companion tutorial because the one I did originally, it wasn't perfect, it wasn't very good quality. I think I made a few mistakes and I really want to go over it again. Sorry, I got a text in. I just want to go over it again do it a little bit better now as I've got sort of more experience. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is create an NPC. So last time I used a creature and it was a little bit iffy, so we're going to do with something that I know will work and create an NPC. So I'm going to right click new and we'll give him a unique ID. So we'll call him my companion and we'll give him a name, companion, like that. And I'm just going to leave everything as the default. You don't really need to know how to create, I'm just going to assume you have the basic knowledge of knowing how to edit an NPC, so we're going to hit OK. And so now we're going to make a voice type, and now we're going to go again over here, voice types, and right click new, otherwise you'll overwrite one, and we'll call it companion voice. Okay. I'm just going to save my work now. So I'm just going to call it companion tutorial, like that. And I'm just going to nip back to the NPC that I made before. Where's it gone? Did I spell companion wrong? Yeah, I did. That's great. And now voice type, I'm just going to look for the one that I created before, companion voice, and we're going to hit OK. So next up, that was just to remind myself, we don't need that immediately, we're going to create a new quest. So name is not important because that'll never be used because this is just a control quest. So we're going to call it companion quest, start game enabled, and priority we'll go with 55. Okay. Now we're going to want to write a script for that quest. Script new. We'll give it a name, so we hit SCN, so that's script name. Companion script. And so now we're going to create a variable. So we're going to go short status. So that creates a variable named status. And now what we're going to want to do is make a little note here. I'm also going to make one on a piece of paper so I don't forget. So put a semicolon, which is the beginning of a comment in a script, which the script will ignore. So 0 equals sandbox, 1 equals following, and 2 equals waiting. So that is just to remind us which will be needed in the future. So I'm just writing that down as well so I can remember. So we're going to save this as a quest script type quest, and hit save. And that's saved. Now go back into our quest, and where it says script none, we're going to look for companion script that we just wrote and create it there. Okay. Next stage, we're going to want to make some AI packages, and this is where that variable that we just made will become important for the first time. So we'll first of all make a sandbox package, and we'll call it companion box. Type, we're going to want sandbox, and now wander location will have near editor location, because the editor location will be the companion's home area, but that will come in useful a little bit later again. So for radius, I don't really know exactly what the distance is, but 1,000 is a reasonable distance. And allowed behavior, we'll leave all these checked. And now conditions, we're going to right click new, and we're going to get quest variable, and you'll see invalid unknown here. So now we're going to look for the companion quest that we made, and you'll see status automatically comes up because it's the only variable. And now we're going to go change that to 0, because as you'll remember, we decided that 0 will be sandbox when we commented that into the script. So that's that created. Next up, we'll make follow. So we'll call this companion follow. Type follow. And now we'll go for specific reference for follow target. And cell can be left as any. and we're going to look for player. Now ignore what it says here, because the player counts as being in all cells, so the cell isn't important. What is important is that we said player. And now we need to give a follow distance, so roughly 300 is a comfortable length. Maybe you might want to put it a little bit closer, about 250. Sorry, I keep getting a message. So uncheck end location as well, because we want it to always stay. My apologies there. Flags, keep enable fallout behaviour, but we'll also click continue during combat, which means he won't run away when he gets in combat. Allow swimming will mean that he will swim, and we're also going to want allow falls, which will mean that he will jump off heights to follow you. He won't run for miles and miles just to avoid a cliff. So conditions new. We're going to want to go for get quest variable again, and where it says invalid unknown, we're going to want to look for companion quest. Status is the default again, and now we're going to want to leave it as 1. And OK. Now we're going to want to create a weight package. So we'll call it companion weight, and we're going to go guard. And so now all this stuff we're going to come back to later. So there we go. Now we're going to want to go back to our NPC, my companion, and AI packages. Oh no, don't click new. Right click and add. And we're going to want to look for the 3 packages we made before. What did I call them? There we go. Companion box. Sorry, I keep misclicking. Right click add. Companion follow. And companion weight. So now he has those 3 packages in him. Hold on. We just need to edit companion weight, because I did forget to do one little thing. I forgot to add a condition. So exactly what we did before. Get quest variable. Companion quest status equals 2. Okay. 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 And now I'll just save what I've done so far. Next up, we are going to place him somewhere in the world. So I'm using the Fallout 3 GECK, but everything I'm doing will work in the Fallout New Vegas GECK. The only reason I'm using the Fallout 3 GECK is because it will actually tell you if you make a scripting error, instead of just not allowing you to save, which is frankly much more convenient. So now we're going to find an outside location. I'll use Springvale, is as good as any other place on the list. I'll just wait for all this to load up. If that comes up, hit yes to all. So yeah, I cut out the weight there, and I'm just holding shift and moving the camera around to rotate and space to move it around. And now I'm going to place him somewhere in the world. Just click and drag him in. Sorry, I've not been feeling very well today. Probably a bad day to choose to record a tutorial, but you know, this is when I've got free time. So I'm going to double click him now, and you'll see this reference editor ID will come up. So we're going to write companion ref, which is also important, well, will need to be remembered, and hit OK. So that's just giving him a reference ID that we can call in scripts, so the script will know who we're referring to. Next up, we're going to want to return to the package that I didn't finish before, companion weight, because now a reference to guard exists. So we're going to want to go guard, select reference in render window, and double click him. Companion ref, and guard radius 0, guard location near current location with a radius of 0, which means he will now stand completely still exactly where he is, and let's hit remain near reference to guard, just so that he'll stay exactly where he is when you tell him to stay. He won't move at all. You could increase that if you want him to wander around a little bit, but I'll keep him at exactly 0. So now I'll save, and we're going to go into his dialogue. So we're going to return to companion quest, topics. Now this is where I fell down last time, because it didn't explain exactly what to do. I'm going to go through it, assuming that people have minimum knowledge. So first of all, we're going to want to create a greeting, and new. hello, I'm a person. And that will be his first time greeting, so we'll click say once. And for conditions, we're going to leave it as it is, get his ID, and we're going to look for the companion thing equals 1. So now only he will say it. If you don't put that in, every NPC in the game will say that, and that is something you definitely don't want. So now we're going to make a new greeting. It's like, hello again. Come back for me. Because this is going to be what he says when he's sandboxing. So now we're going to add the same greeting, the same get his ID as we did before. My companion equals 1. And now we're going to add a new one. So we're going to look for get quest variable. There it is. Look for the companion quest again. Status, yep. And now we're going to hit equals 0. Because you'll remember we set sandbox to be 0 when we put the condition in the sandbox package. So now we're going to want to put a third greeting. Hello, what is it? Because this is the greeting that he's going to give when you speak to him and he's following you. So I'm going to copy all conditions, and now right click paste all conditions, double click on this get quest variable. Now this is going to be a variable that happens when he is following you or waiting for you, so basically not sandboxing. So I'm just going to click the comparison here and click this exclamation mark equals, which means not equal to. So now this will show up when the quest variable is not equal to 0, i.e. when he isn't sandboxing. So now that's all that done, that's all the greetings done. So I'm going to add a new topic, and we're going to give it a nice new name. We'll call it companion follow. It needs to have a unique ID. Flippin' heck, it already exists. Yes to all. So it'll just rename it as my companion follow duplicate. Damn it. Okay. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. So now this is the response text for what he's going to say to you when you speak to him. So I'll say, okay, I'll come with you. And now for prompt, this will be what you say to him. So I'd like you to follow me. And so we're going to paste in conditions again. So this, we're now going to go back to that doesn't equal, but this time we're going to hit 1. So what that means is this will appear when he's sandboxing or waiting, not when he's following. So you'll only be able to ask him to follow you when he isn't following you, which obviously makes logical sense. And so for result script end, we're going to write set companion quest, which as you can see is the ID of our quest, dot status, which is the name of our variable, to 1. And 1 was the condition we put in for sandboxing. So now it will set companion.status to 1, and now we're going to need to, I just need to remind myself what I called him, companion ref. So I'll just write companion ref.evp, which means he will evaluate his packages. So when he evaluates his packages, he'll see that the variable has changed from 0 to 1, which means he will now be sandboxing instead of, no, now be following instead of sandboxing. So now I'll make another topic. We'll call it companion. We'll call it my companion because just to avoid duplicates. My companion wait. And it wasn't a duplicate, that's good. And right click new again, and we'll put, oh wait, hold on, this is what he'll be saying, so okay, I'll be right here, and in the prompt I'm going to put wait here. That's what the player will say to him. And we're also going to check goodbye for this, and let's also check goodbye for this as well, so that it just exits conversation. You don't have to check goodbye, but I like it's just a preference, but I like it to actually just immediately get rid of it. So I'm going to paste all conditions, and again we're going to re-enter this quest variable and change it to not equal 2 this time. So now you can only tell him to wait when he isn't waiting, because we set 2 to be the condition for wait. So now we're going to want to type that a similar thing in again, set companion quest dot status to 2. Let's compile scripts there. And companion ref.evp, no, EVP, not ECP. And there we go. Because no error messages came up, no errors were made. Perhaps something I should have mentioned at the beginning, you can go back and change it if you hadn't done. I'll put an annotation in actually to reference this. Don't put numbers in front of this reference ID because it can cause errors even if it's exactly correct. If you want to put it to appear at the top, do AAA, not 000. Should have mentioned that at the beginning, but I'll put an annotation in case somebody does do it. So now we're going to make a new topic again. We'll call it My Companion Fire. And so this is going to be what you want to say when you want to get rid of your companion and he'll return to Springvale, which is his home. Well, I've decided it's his home anyway. He lives in the worst place ever with no clothes. Okay, I'll go. And a prompt will put I'd like you to go. Paste in those conditions again and we'll check goodbye again. Now once again we'll re-enter this getQuest variable and we'll change it to not equal 0, not equal 0. So that means you can't fire him while he is already fired, because obviously that would make no sense. So we're going to go through and set that variable again. Set companion quest dot status to 0. Companion ref dot evp. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no mistakes. That's good. Usually I make at least one mistake. So that's all those done. Now we'll want one other topic, which will be to trade with him. Companion trade. So we'll put okay. Give me stuff. I'd like to trade gear. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Where were we? We were up to companion trade. I'd like to trade gear. So again, we'll paste those conditions in. Now here's a preference thing. You could either make it so that it doesn't equal 0, which means you can trade with him while he is following or waiting. Or you could make it so that it equals 1, which will mean that he can only trade with you while he is following you, not while he's waiting. I'm going to go for that one. So that's just a preference thing. And now here's another preference thing. Whether we put it in the beginning or the end. If we put this line in the beginning, his inventory will open and he will speak in the background of the inventory, so that you won't have to actually listen to his dialogue, you'll launch right into it. This one, you will have to listen to his dialogue before it opens. I'm going to go for this one. So, open teammate container 1. Oh, I made a mistake. I'll put container. See, this is why I like the Fallout 3 GECK, because it will actually let me see exactly what mistake I made. And container 1, yep. And now, that is that section done. Now I want to demonstrate one other preference thing. For when you hire him, where's companion hire? Companion follow dupe. Now I'm going to put a line of script in that will make NPCs treat him like he's in the player faction, so he'll get attacked by your enemies. He will get treated friendly by your friends. This will save you actually adding him to the player faction. What you do is set player teammate. And what that means is that he will also sneak while you sneak, but he will use up ammo for any guns that you give him. So that is the disadvantage, but he will sneak when you sneak, which makes him less likely to be detected, and it makes other people less likely to kill him, because I had a few glitches where people would randomly attack my companions. Until I did that, it was a bit of a nuisance. And also, if you don't put this line in, set player teammate 1, he will attack and kill anybody that you put a slave collar on. So obviously that is a bit of a nuisance if you want to be a baddie. And then for fire, we'll just put set player teammate 0. So now he's no longer your teammate, so he won't sneak while you sneak, and people won't treat him like your friend. So now we'll do one other thing. We will add one other topic, which we'll call my companion bye. Because that's just going to be the goodbye topic for him. Bye now. And we're going to want this to come up every single time. So I will just delete this. And obviously check goodbye, because we do want him to say goodbye when we say goodbye, otherwise we'll get stuck in conversation forever. So now we're going to link all these together. So we're going to go for add topics, and we're going to look for the ones that we created before. So there's companion follow duplicate 000, which is not what I wanted to call it. My companion fire. My companion wait. And my companion, I just called it companion trade. Companion trade, and last but not least, my companion buy. Now as you can see, my companion buy has just appeared halfway up the list, and we want it to be at the bottom. So as you'll see, all these others are priority 50. If we give this a lower priority 49, this will appear at the bottom of the list, which will mean that buy is always at the bottom. So now, we don't need to put them in this, because the first time greeting has them in, which means we don't need to do it again. It will automatically appear in all of these other ones. So that's a good thing, that's a very good thing. Now, as far as I can remember, that is that done. So now we just hit enter to get rid of it, and we save. So what I'll do is, assuming that Fraps doesn't mess with me and crash the game as soon as I start recording, I'll go in and demonstrate that this companion does work, because there was a bit of trouble with it just not working. Some people did the version that I did in my last tutorial and it just didn't work at all. So I'll nip in and do that, so I will see you in game. So I disabled all of my mods so that they definitely wouldn't interfere with it, and hopefully I did remember to enable this mod. I can see him there on the map. Come on, don't crash. There he is. There he is up there. He's sandboxing up against the fence because he's an idiot. So I like to jump everywhere I go. I didn't record any voices for him, so here we go. Hello, I'm a person. So you'll remember that was his first time greeting. I'd like you to follow me. Wait here. Ah, no. Doesn't equal. I should have made it so that wait here only equaled 1. That was foolish of me. Bye now. Hello again. Come back for me. I'd like you to follow me. Okay, I'll come with you. And we can see he's desperately trying to follow me, but he can't get through the fence. He's an idiot. And now we'll chat to him again. Hello, what is it? So now he's saying the other one. I'd like you to go, I'd like you to trade gear, wait here and buy. Does that make sense? I'd like to trade gear. And we can see it immediately popped up instead of me having to wait. And if I recorded any audio, you would be able to hear him speaking. So let's give him a 10mm pistol. And we'll give him 3 bullets, because we're going to test out. Whoop, yeah, he sneaks. The teammate thing worked, that's cool. Now we're going to get into a fight to demonstrate that he will use up the ammo for the gun that I gave him.
Hey, knock it off.
Wow, this guy's... There you go, go on, fight him. And that's 3 shots, and he's down to his fists.
Go!
Oh, bloody hell, I didn't mean to kill him, I haven't finished demonstrating him. Oh, why the hell did I do that? So we are back with Companion, after I senselessly murdered him before. Go on, Companion. Yes, thank God. Hello, what is it? Wait here, please. Okay, I'll be right here. And you can see he's waiting. That's excellent. Yeah, excellent. Thankfully he didn't make me look bad. Hello, what is it? So now you can see, I'd like you to go, I'd like you to follow me, and bye. I'd like you to follow me. Okay, I'll come with you. So now we're just going to walk a little bit up the road. We should really fast travel somewhere, and then it'll really demonstrate him buggering off. So, what is it? I'd like you to go. Okay, I'll go. And we can see he's off back to Springvale. So anyway, as soon as he started to walk away, as I could have predicted, the game crashed. So I'm just recording a little voiceover on the backdrop of this lovely title card here. I just want to say that the only mistake I made was the topic to tell him to wait. Instead of saying doesn't equal 2, I should have said equals 1, so that you can only tell him to wait while he's following you, not while he's sandboxing. I think that was just about the only mistake I made, and that demonstration showed that, but that was the only mistake I made. So hopefully this tutorial was better than my last one. Hopefully it's useful, and hopefully it was easy to understand. I didn't mess it up or anything. So anyway, hope that was useful. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.